Welcome to Bare Earth Healing. I'm Tam, and this is a space for grounded conversations about healing, awakening, and living a soul-led life. No fluff, no preachy agendas, just truth, light, and real stories. So, take your shoes off and let's begin. Welcome back to Bare Earth Healing, where we explore what it truly means to heal, awaken, and live authentically in today's world. I'm Tam, and today I want to take you somewhere deeply personal. This is a story I haven't told many people, and not because it's taboo or secret, but because it's sacred. For years, I felt like I was brushing up against something just out of reach, like a veil I couldn't quite lift. I meditated and I journaled, I did the breath work and I read the books. But still, I felt like I was standing at the edge of a great remembering and I just couldn't quite get through. I knew that there was something more. I could feel it, but I couldn't see it. And that unspoken hunger lived inside me for a long, long time. I would spend hours meditating and reading books and watching YouTube and hearing people's stories about their Kundalini awakening and their aha moments during meditation, and they were seeing colours and guides, and I thought something may have been wrong with me because I wasn't seeing that. However, I just knew that there was something more, and like I said, I could feel it. So today I want to talk about what happened when I stopped pushing and started surrendering. I want to start with the honesty of it all. Spiritual awakenings don't always feel magical. They often begin in frustration, and I know mine started in resistance and confusion and a deep aching restlessness. It was like my skin wasn't feeling like it was part of my body. There was something more. I was scratching an itch, but it just wasn't helping. And I was doing all the things you're told to do. Like I said, meditations, visualizations, binaural beats, energy healing. I knew I could feel energy in my hands. I knew I projected energy that people wanted to tap into. I knew that I brought the light wherever I went, and I knew I could sense things others couldn't. But I still didn't believe in myself because I was blocked. I knew it. It was out of reach. I just didn't know how to move through it. So I started to explore other avenues. I tried marijuana. I smoked pot a little bit in my younger years, but it didn't do anything for me. It dulled me to the point where it was like it just didn't feel right. It felt like it stuck to my skin, if that makes sense. It just didn't bring me the light that I wanted. And every time I tried it, I would just green out. Even now, I would try different ways of having marijuana, so whether it would be a gummy or a brownie or a bong or a joint. Within 5 minutes, I was greening out, and it just never felt right in my system. So I started to explore other alternatives when I stumbled upon mushrooms. And I had done a bit of research on the mushrooms and the psilocybin, and I thought, right, well, this might be it for me. I read the stories, I've listened to how people have experienced and what they see, and I thought, yes, this might be what I need to unlock that block there. So I tried them a few times, and whilst they quieted the noise in my head, which was a relief because there's so much noise in my head at any given time, I just didn't get the deep connection with the high consciousness that I was yearning for. It was gentle, but not what I was looking for this particular time. It may have been the quality of the mushroom. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to rule them out. I'll probably try them again. But for me at that time, it was, it didn't get what I wanted. So then LSD came into my field, and this wasn't my first time having LSD. I'd done it when I was younger, and it was fun. It was laughter and lights and the freedom of being in, 20-something. Back then, I wasn't seeking God or the universe. I was just looking for a good time. But this time round, it was different. This time, I was seeking truth. I was seeking to unblock or lift the veil, so to speak. So the first journey for me with LSD, I honestly don't have words, but I will try. I took the LSD with deep intention. This wasn't recreational. This was ceremonial. I set up my space. I asked the medicine to show me what I needed to see, and it did. Now, my husband took it at the same time, and I made it very clear to my husband that I'm taking this for a spiritual awakening, for an unlocking. This wasn't just for shits and giggles. His intention was much different. His intention was, I just want to have a good time, and which he did. But I made sure that he was my safe space in case, something went wrong. I went so deep, I could not speak. I had no words. It was amazing. The things I saw were beyond anything I read in a book or heard in a podcast. I saw the stars pulsing in red and green, all connected by energetic lines, like a vast celestial web. I saw that the moon is a portal to the Akashic records. I saw that the Bible was once pure, but has been distorted to serve fear and control. I saw that our Earth, has a pulse. It has a heartbeat, and I could feel it. I saw how everything emits a vibration. Words carry frequency, thoughts ripple out, and we are all connected by these unseen energetic threads. I had some fresh flowers in my house at the time, and I remember staring at them. They were on my kitchen bench, and I remember staring at them, and they were beautiful. I had received them for my birthday. Beautiful gerbras and roses. And I remember staring at them and feeling sad looking at them. I felt sad because I understood that they didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be in a vase on my kitchen table. They had been cut prematurely for the purpose of people, keeping them in their house. They wanted to return to the earth to complete their cycle. Their life wasn't meant for our decoration, so to speak. It was meant for the bees. They needed to be outside, and I felt such a sadness around these flowers. I couldn't actually stay inside my house. Every time I looked around, I could see the pulses of energy from the devices, from the fridge, from the washing machine, from the TV. I could see every flow of energy, and it was so overwhelming. The EMFs, the hum of the electricity, it was too much. It was so overwhelming for me. I had to be outside. I had to ground myself, and I had to just stare at the sky. I saw the life cycle of people just by looking at them, a phenomenon I later learned is called chronocyte. So I could see the blood and tendons pulsing through people's skin. It was just mind-blowing what we could see. And I actually saw the veil lifted. I saw through the other side. The veil for me was a very dirty, grimy lens that was over my eyes. And once that lifted is when I saw the energy, I saw the codes, I saw it was, I can't even describe it, but it was, we all have this dirty, grimy lens over our eyes, which stops us from seeing into the 4 and the 5D. This is what keeps us in the 3D. And that night when I finally slept, I dreamt I was stepping into the body of someone who had just passed, a soul entering another departed. And I woke up knowing that walk-in souls are actually real. So the medicine cracked me open, but it also softened me. And that, what I just explained, is simply a snippet of what I experienced in the 7 hours. I was so blessed to have been able to lift the veil and reach that higher consciousness. And so, for so long I had been searching to be seen. I had written a book. I was trying to do, I was always a people pleaser. I was just trying to do things to make people happy, to obtain validation, but I still felt invisible, and I constantly doubted myself. I doubted myself and lived in fear of everything. Even though I knew what I could do, there was so much doubt, and ego just kept me in this fear, like, well, what if it doesn't succeed? What if you doesn't turn out? All of these what ifs. But the LSD showed me that being unseen is not a punishment. It's actually a freedom. The medicine helped me release the need for validation. I no longer needed people to approve of my path or my healing work or my words. I simply just needed to be. And in that being, everything changed. Since then, I've continued to journey intentionally with LSD, sometimes deeply, sometimes more surface level, so I can stay present with my husband. He's very much rooted in the 3D, but even he has started to awaken through these experiences. He's started to ask questions, to challenge the narratives. And what that's done is that's created a new level of intimacy in our relationship. I've learned to not push, just to hold space and to trust. So I'm not here to tell you all to go and take LSD. No, I'm not. That's not the point. I'm here to say that your soul knows. It knows its path, the medicine, the doorway. You as a soul are here to remember. For me, LSD was one of those doors. It helped me remember who I am and who I've always been. I am a light worker, and I am here to be of service to people and to hold space for people. This podcast is simply a platform to allow other people to share their story. So I want to ask you, have you had an experience that cracked you open? Have you ever seen something so clearly that you could not go back to sleep? Have you ever felt the veil lift, even for a moment? I want to hear your story. So if this episode resonated with you, I invite you to reach out, share your own awakening moment, whether it was through psychedelics, a dream, a meditation, or just a quiet knowing that came one day out of nowhere. You can email me at bareearthhealing@gmail.com, or you can connect via my Facebook. And if you're loving the podcast, please follow, share, or leave a review. It helps so much. I would love for this platform to be expanded and just to be filled with people, everyday people and their stories. This is not about being seen. This is not about money. This is not about reputation. This is not about any of that. I am simply creating a platform for other people to share their stories. So until then, And until I speak to you next time, walk barefoot, speak your truth, and honour your becoming. This is Tam, and you've been listening to Bare Earth Healing. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for walking this path in whatever way you're called to. If today's conversation stirred something in you, let it land gently. There's no rush. Just breathe, reflect, and return to your own truth. If you feel called to share your story or connect further, you can find me at Bare Earth Healing on Facebook, or you can email me at bareearthhealing@gmail.com. Until next time, keep listening inward, keep showing up with heart, and remember, your light matters.